Alright, so we see, I'm gonna get to work on your knife here, and I'm gonna teach you a little bit about grinding, I guess. I decided this would be a good opportunity to share a bit more of my of what I know about of knife making with you. And that way, you know, just share my knowledge. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna set my grinder at a flat like this. So I'm gonna use it kind of like you would use your grinder. I have only an inch of grinding, and I'm using 60 grit because it's all I have. Um, and we're gonna go ahead and finish up this grind here. And what you convexed it already, right? So what you want to do is actually make this grind completely flat, pretty much almost flat, and the belt's gonna be spinning this way, and you're gonna want to grind towards the belt, so towards the grinding like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. Shouldn't be too loud, but you might want to put it down the volume. Right, so what I did there is that I started grinding down at the apex of the convex. So you see how it's like a line now? That's how you can tell it's it was a bit uneven, but not bad though. Now you're gonna want to have some water to cool off the blade, because it's not good for the metal to get too hot and then cold and hot again a lot. So you're gonna want to just keep cooling it during the process, and you should wipe it off just in case you don't want to mess up your belt sander. So yeah, we're gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep trying to make this flat, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do after that. And let's see. Yeah, okay. Now, doing pretty good here. See, it's pretty flat now. The apex is flattened out. Now, I am not following your Ricasso, because I think I'm gonna make a new one, kind of slanted a bit. No real reason. Maybe just a little bit more cutting edge, or because it was straight up. So I think matching, kind of like going at a if this was a straight line and then going at a 90-degree angle, I think that would look cool. So I'm going to change up that a bit, and then I'm going to blend the ricasso, because that's kind of like what I want to do now. But I'll still highlight it. Now that we have the apex flattened out, you want to flatten out this bevel you created here. When you flatten it, you're going to create this bevel. See, I can't see it on camera, but you see this bevel? You see that little line right there? You want to flatten that out, and that's what I'm going to do right now. And when you're grinding, just make sure you don't leave it wet too long, because you might get some rust on it. I forgot to tell you, how do you find that the bevel, right, to grind it down? How do you find? You're gonna find the place on the bevel where it rocks back and forth, and once you find the exact center of the rocking, you're gonna hold that angle and not move it at all. Alright, now you'll notice that we grinded out that bevel, now we created another one. Usually you create two bevels, one here, but since it's already been grinded down once by you, the bevels aren't as clear. So now we're just going to grind down this other bevel here, and there's actually 1, 2, 3 bevels now. They're very hard to see, but if you know how to distinguish them, you'll be able to tell. Now we're going to grind this bevel flat. All right, this one right here. Doing pretty good. As you can see, it's almost completely flat now. We got some uneven areas to clean up, like right here, up here, and there. And one thing you want to do, avoid while grinding chuck, is that you want to avoid um, overrun. I believe that's the correct term. But that's when you have this change, this noticeable change in thickness in the steel up here because you grind it all the way up, and you want to avoid that. It's cool to blend it. I like to blend it because I still like the overrun. I don't like the same thickness all the way through until the tip, but I do blend it. I do not like when it comes up to like a sudden change, so it's an easy fix. I'm just gonna blend that in, and then when I work with the steel, it's easy to realize how fast it will rust. I've been barely working on it and it already got rust on it. But yeah, that means you're gonna have to either do some sort of a high polish, or yeah, you're probably gonna have to do a nice, good satin finish with a good, maybe polished type finish, if you know what I mean, like a nice shiny finish. But I like the satin finish with the nice, good. Like say I finish with the 120 finish or 220, and then I go straight to 800, and that way makes it nice and shiny. And makes it keeps a nice satin finish, but it makes for better rust resistance. So I'm gonna keep going on it. Alright, almost done here. Well, I didn't notice that the tip is a little bit. The reason I'm not getting to that little bit of ungrinded steel up here is because it seems to be a bit like notched out up here. That happens, like maybe you went down on it like that or something. But there's a little notch that I don't know if I'll get out right now or after heat treat, but it's perfectly fine after heat treat. I just don't want to make the steel too thin right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up that little dimple right there, and the ricasso, or yeah, the ricasso. And as you can see, it's almost a full flat grind now. But I'll show you. Let's see, if you keep watching this video, it's gonna be long, but You can always come back to it. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but yeah, I'm gonna strain out that ricasso here, and then finish up that grind here, and once I do that, actually, you know what? I don't want to make this video too long for you, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same to this side, and I brought up some new steel on the top, just I was trying to fix that tip, but it's not very, it's not gonna be able to be fixed right now, I think, until after heat treat. But yeah. So first you want to get a full flat grind, and then you're gonna go back on the slack of the belt, or if you don't have slack on your belt, you're gonna rock very in a very minuscule manner. You're just gonna rock it back and forth, very very lightly, like like if you're pretty much not even rocking it at all, or if you do have a slack on your belt, you're just gonna put it on the belt, and you'll be fine with that. But yeah, you want to go full flat grind first, and then you convex the grind. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish this knife today. Finish it up, and then I'll show you a knife update later. So, thanks.